Shut up, be quiet. Shh. Shut up, stop crying. Shh. You don't wanna, you don't wanna, you don't wanna, you don't wanna.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are this wonderful Friday evening. I do hope you are in good health, and I do hope the Lord is watching over you. I am great, I am fine. I am just relaxing and looking forward to another wonderful, peaceful weekend. Welcome to Nyabohanse channel, the home of information. My subscribers, I just want to continue to say thank you for your love, for your support. I do not take you for granted. I do not take you for granted at all, and I love you so much. For those of you who continue to come and watch my videos, even though you are not subscribed, I still want to thank you, because I know by watching my video, you are supporting me. I still want to urge you to click the subscribe button and join this wonderful family. Please do not watch and leave in the middle. Watch up to the very end. Click the subscribe button if you have not subscribed. Share my video with somebody who will share it with somebody and another person. Hit the like button, and most importantly, leave a comment so I can know how you feel, so I can know what you think about what I have said. Today I want to talk about a man here called Mr. Kohera. Mr. Kohera. This man is another one. I don't know where to place him. I do not know where to place him, and I wonder what kind of family he has. What kind of husband is he? What kind of father is he? Who exactly is he, and where does he come from? What moral obligation does he have to come and advise a family that he has no relationship with? Because as far as I'm concerned, I still believe very strongly that this man is an imposter, a hungry scammer, a con man who was brought into the picture by Masubo to enjoy the spoils of the scam. Because let's first of all go back to where this man came from and how he was fished, and by who. This old man apparently is a retired teacher. He first came to the YouTube space courtesy of Masubo 1, claiming that he was Marwa's biological father. Now, those of you who know Masubo 1, you know very well that this man is a con man, is a scammer. He's the same person who tells subscribers that he is sick when he's not even sick. The same man who scammed some Jamaican man by bringing some woman. This man wanted some woman. He showed her this lady's picture and used this lady to scam this man. This man was paying rent for this woman, was sending money for this woman, and Masubo is the one who was receiving this money. A scammer of the highest order. So this is the man who went to bring a man who is supposedly Marwa's father. A man who claims he was once married to Conrad's mom. Where is the evidence that this man was Conrad's mom's husband? Where is the proof that he is Marwa's father? Because as far as we are concerned, the proof we have is what this man has said and what Masubo has said. Nobody can trust Masubo and nobody can trust this man. This is a hungry man, a desperate man who needed money and can do anything if somebody is paying him. For all I know, he could be Masubo's father. Because how is it possible? Please think about it. Let's think about it. How can somebody you don't know, somebody you have never ever seen, somebody you don't know, and somebody who you even know has been abusing your so-called son, abusing your so-called son, how can he come to your home and tell you to come and tarnish your so-called son's name and you agree? We all know Masubo's channel was built on hatred, abusing Marwa directly, abusing Marwa's parents, abusing Marwa's brother, Marwa's sister. That is how his channel was built. That is how it grew. So this man says, I watch my son, I watch his videos, I've been following him. If you are following him, how can you claim you've been watching Marwa's videos but fail to see that this man called Masubo has been abusing your son, and this is the man who has come to look for you to come and sit in front of the camera and claim that you are Marwa's father? How is it possible? Unless you are so foolish. No father can do that. None can do that. In fact, on the first video, Masubo had even sent him some money. I don't know whether it was 1,500 or 3,000, because Masubo even asked him if he received the money and he said yes. Is your son's life worth 3,000 shillings or 1,500 shillings? Only a fake father would be ready to come on video with his so-called son's enemy to talk badly about his own son. Only a fake father would do that, because even if you walk far and wide, we know that a father's responsibility is to protect his son. Your father's responsibility is to protect his son from any threat. Masubo and his team were a threat to your so-called son, yet you never came out to protect him. Did you even come out and tell Masubo, don't be abusing my son, he is my son? No. You came and sat there with your mouth and danced to Masubo's tune because he promised to send you some more money. So, do you call this person a father? Is this somebody's father? So when a man who claims to be Marwa's father wakes up and make a video about Marwa, then we begin to understand what brought him on YouTube. We understand exactly what brought him on YouTube. It was Marwa money. The money you can make by calling Marwa's name. So he has also understood that. They told him that if you call Marwa's money, you talk about Marwa, you will make a lot of money. That's why this man is here. What kind of man worth his salt, educated as he claims to be, because he says he's educated, he's a teacher. What kind of man, an educated man, would allow himself to be fished out by an educated village clown to come and talk about his own son, the son he abandoned more than 30 years ago? How is it possible that an educated man can come and actually convince an educated person, and an educated person comes and convinces a person who claims to be educated to come and talk badly about his son? How is that possible? Fathers, like I said before, are always protective of their sons, irrespective of whether they are divorced with their parents or not, with the mother. They are always protective. They are always on the side of his son. So, is this really Marwa's father? Because a real father, and I'm underlining real, will always be, and I'm underlining always, on the side of his son. He will always take the side of his son, not the side of the enemy of his son. This one is standing with the enemy, talking badly about his son, and still going on and saying, Marwa, you are my son. Even if you deny it, the truth is that you are my son. How is it possible for you to say that with your mouth and still side with the enemy of your own son? So let me ask you, if a man who attacks and wants to destroy the life of your son comes to you and asks you to do something, who would you side with? Will you side with your son, or will you side with the enemy? Most people, even if their children are murderers or what, they protect their children. They side with their children. They get lawyers for their children, so their children are not sentenced for crimes they have committed. This is a fact. So what kind of father is this? This is what I'm asking myself, and that's why I'm doing this video, because I'm trying to, please help me understand what kind of father is this, because this man has been claiming his Marwa's biological father. This has been in his narrative since last year, and I've been listening, and I've never commented about it. But this time I wondered, when he came and did the video he did recently when Alex was beaten, I asked myself, is this really Marwa's father like he claims, or is this Masubo's father? Because I watch true crime, I watch these videos about what is it called? These crimes that are solved crimes, and I look at parents and I see how they stand with their children. I look at parents whose children have committed atrocities, but they still stand with their children. They protect their children. They hide their children. I see parents who have been estranged from their children for years, and when the child comes back, they actually protect the child. I have never seen a father who sides with the enemy and still with the same mouth and the same breath claims that this is my son. So this is enough to tell you that Marwa is and has never been this man's child. Look at even parents who are divorced. Even if they are not staying with their children, they are always on the lookout, watching their back, checking. And if you find that somebody is mistreating your child, or doing something to your child, or somebody is trying to attack your child or bring your child down, you will come out as a father and stand for your child. So who is this man? Please, my listeners, my subscribers, help me to understand how this man claims that he is Marwa's father, and he is standing with Masubo, Mad Max, and the Lazy Gang against the person he claims to be his child. I don't know, and I don't think anyone would be foolish enough to believe this story that this Kohera is Marwa's dad, because he is doing exactly the opposite. Even if you are the only fool left on earth, I don't think you can believe this story of this man. No, you cannot. Mr. Kohera's story does not add up. I've tried to look at it from different angles. How is it possible that a man who claims to be somebody's father cannot stand on his 2 feet and protect his child against predators, against hyenas? How is it possible? So, Mr. Kohera, who exactly are you and where do you come from? What moral obligation and conscience do you have to come and advise this family? What moral obligation do you have? In fact, not even obligation. Conscience here is what we should be talking about. This man is a big shame to the fatherhood fraternity, not just Marwa, but even his own children. I would be ashamed to be this man's child. I would be ashamed, let me tell you, to be this man's child. Let's find out what reason he gave for not looking for his own son. If this was his child, what reason did he give for not looking for his child? How is it possible that he never looked for his own child? Because he was not poor. This was a teacher. In most places, teachers are usually some of the most affluent people in the community because they have a steady salary, and teachers are actually paid well. Teachers who work for the government are paid well. They have a housing allowance, they have their salary, and they also have medical allowance. This guy here suffered polio, so he has challenges with his leg. So basically in Kenya, they fall under handicapped. These people have additional support from the government. They earn extra money from the government if they have that disability card, and I know he has it. So this is not a man who can say he's poor, and he cannot say he's incapacitated. And let me tell you something about Kenya. If you marry somebody legally means in Kenya we have 2 different types of marriages: traditional marriages and Christian marriage. So you can marry somebody in church, or you can do the traditional marriage between the families. You pay the bride price, you have the marriage ceremony, and you marry this lady. So if this man, as he claims, was the husband of Congrats' mom, and he married her legally, it means he paid bride price. If that woman leaves you, that child, and especially if it is a son, remains with you, the father. By the time this man, as he claims, Congrats' mom left him, so many things were not ingrained in the Kenyan constitution. For example, things like women's rights, these feminism things, or joint parenting. They were not. So this man had every right to that child, courtesy of the fact that he was the father. He could have, if he paid bride price, then he was the one who should have remained with this child. In Kenya, by the way, among most communities, I know the Kurias, the Kisis, the Luyas, the Luos, and many other communities, the child belongs to the father. It's only among the Kikuyus that the child belongs to the mother. The child belongs to the father. So even if you leave, the child will remain with the father. The child will remain with the father. And even if you go with that child, this man has every right to come to your home, to your parents, and claim back the bride price and still claim the child back. So how is it possible that this man never went for his son? How is it possible that this man never went for his child? If it was your child and the wife left you for whatever reason, you definitely would have gone for that child if it was your child. So viewers, this man's story does not add up. I've never talked about it, but today after I heard the nonsense that he talked about, I decided that I'll talk about it. Let him come and tell us why he never went for his own child. Because he was a teacher, he was not incapacitated, he had a full salary, plus his disability allowance, he could take care of a child. So sitting in that stool and accusing people of having mistreated your child is a very, very, very stupid thing for a man who is a teacher. You are a shame to your profession. You are a shame to fatherhood. So what moral obligation do you have now to come and talk about this family, trying to give them advice, behaving as if you are the custodian of knowledge and they should listen to you? Have you suddenly become a reactor against your own so-called son? So you have suddenly decided you want to save Nyabohanse village from your so-called son? Because according to you, he said this man, I won't even call him a man, this is a woman, because it's women who behave like this. Men don't behave like this. A man, one, should have gone after his son. Two, a man would not have stood by and watched another man mistreat his son the way he's claiming. Three, a man would have gone and taken back his bride price. So if you didn't do all those, you are not worthy of the name man. You are a woman. So Mrs. Kohera, that's what we'll call you. Mrs. Kohera came to say that Nyabohanse community are complaining that my son's family are mistreating the Korean community, beating people, luring them into crime, mistreating the Korean community, always arresting the youth. Let's find out how many youth has Marwa's father arrested. Tell us how many youth he has arrested. Tell us how many youth he has beaten. Tell us how many youth he has mistreated. Then we can know that you are telling the truth. In fact, he called him my counterpart husband. His counterpart husband is luring people into crime, beating people and luring them into crime. His counterpart husband. Which word is this? Have you ever heard of a word called counterpart husband? There are only three things here. You are either married, you are separated, or divorced, or remarried. Which one is it, Mrs. Kohera? Which one is this? Because there is no counterpart husband of yours here. He says he has heard the complaints of the people of Nyabohanse. Now this man is playing God. He wants to be the elder of Nyabohanse. His home is not even in Nyabohanse. He claims that his children live in Nyabohanse. One of his children who lives in Nyabohanse, by the way, is Masubo. This is Masubo's real biological father. So he's asking, why are you oppressing these people like that? You know who is asking? He's asking Marwa's father. Why are you oppressing these people like that? So I'm asking, who is Marwa's father oppressing? If you have a group of people who have ganged up against you, you have every right to defend yourself. The Marwa's family have every right to defend themselves. Because why should people just suddenly... You brought something that has brought employment to them. But because of their greed and jealousy, they want what you have. So in the process, they come out because they are being paid to abuse you, to insult you, to do all sorts of things. And you don't see this, and you claim this is your family, this is your son. Which side of the story did you hear? Did you hear both sides of the story? Or you have chosen a side that pays you money? Oh, Mr. Kohera, Mrs. Kohera, Mr. Mrs. Kohera. Huh? So he decides, Marwa is the pillar of that family. Those people who surround you are tarnishing your name, showing the whole world what kind of person you are. Please, the man who came to fish you out is the same one who is tarnishing Marwa's name. I'm surprised you did not realize that. The Gintus and the other trash are the same people who are tarnishing Marwa's name, and you're sitting there and you are talking about somebody who is not on YouTube. Marwa's father is not on YouTube. You are on YouTube. You are a greedy, selfish man. Or as old as you are, somebody convinced you to open a YouTube channel because they thought this YouTube channel, you are going to bring them juicy information about Marwa. So now they are putting pressure on you to talk about Marwa and talk about Mr. Ondari. But you are, in fact, if it is true that Mr. Ondari took that woman from you, then I understand why. Because you are not worthy to be anybody's husband or father. That is the truth. Because you are not behaving like one. Oh my God, this woman. That these people who are surrounding you are tarnishing your name and telling the world the kind of person that you are. He's telling you, apply leadership, apply wisdom. Marwa, do not even listen to this useless man. So he's asking, must these people be oppressed? Must they be beaten? Must they be blackmailed? Must they walk on their knees? Who is being blackmailed? You see the language this man is speaking, he's basically a reactor. Talking here about somebody he claims to be his son. Please show us who is being blackmailed and show us who is being oppressed. Because 3 people in a village cannot oppress everybody. 3 people in a village cannot oppress anybody. Marwa's father, Uncle Mo, and David Jr. cannot oppress everybody in the village. That is a lie. That is a big lie, and you know it. So he decides, he's telling Marwa, money is not more valuable than neighbors. One day your house will catch fire. One day your house will catch fire, and they will are the ones who will put the fire out for you. Mrs. Kohera, that house will not catch fire. If the house catches fire, these are the people who will have lit the fire. No, they will not come to switch it off. They will light the fire. And what you are doing is you are instigating them. And then he says, your horse will get lost. They will follow the footsteps of the horse for you. And we all know, and even you know, that if the horses get lost, it is these people who will have stolen the horses. It is these same people who will have stolen them. So please, don't give us that narrative. And then he says, Maisha will one day come back and we will be playing out there. And if he maybe in that pond that you have made, if he drowns in that river, it is the neighbors who will come and rescue. Another lie. You see, this man is just wishing Marwa ill, wishing Maisha ill, wishing that your house will burn, wishing that your horses will get lost. In short, this is an evil man with evil omen. But we send back that evil to him 100-fold in Jesus' name. All that evil that you are pronouncing will come back to you in Jesus' name. Because you're coming here pretending that you are somebody's father, and with the same mouth you are calling evil for him. Those villagers you are talking about are the same ones who want to destroy him. So please don't come here to cheat people. In fact, he says there is an outcry in the village. Which outcry? Exactly what outcry? Can you point at the things that Marwa has done or his father? Apart from the beating of Alex, list down the things that Marwa and his family have done that are oppressing people. They have employed people and they pay them. People come to work in their compounds and they are paid, they earn money. He has taught people how to use YouTube and they are earning money. He gave them shout outs and they were earning money. They got subscribers from that. So what oppression? What is it? He has bought land from people legally and paid them for that land. Because he had money, they had problems, and he bought their land. Many of those people in nyabohanse have bought land. Why is it that you are only after these people? So what oppression? Can you come out and list one by one the oppressions that you are talking about? Otherwise, we will consider you as an instigator and a big liar and a scammer. For an old man like you, a big shame. So this man has decided that his home is very big and he comes from a home of leaders. But you see, you come from a home of leaders, but you are not a leader. You are useless. Useless man who, if it is true that you let your wife go, you are useless. My God. So he goes on. Don't subject the people who nurtured you, where you used to go for lunch. Don't subject them to suffering. Were you there when Marwa used to go to people's houses to eat lunch? Did he tell you? And where were you when your son was going to other people's houses to eat lunch? Where were you? So he comes out to tell Marwa, I'm warning you. I am warning you as my son. Please warn the people who started all this nonsense. Warn the people who started this. You leave the people who lit the fire. you are coming to warn a different person, because the people who lit the fire have greased your hand with money. They have subscribed to you. They are sending you donations. So you have to sing their tune. Useless man. If I'm married to this man, I would just pack my bags and go away the following day. So he said, let not people who pretend to be your father mislead you. If you feel what I'm talking is wrong, you are free to comment. Oh, please, Marwa, don't even comment on this man's whatever he says. Let me comment, because I'm okay. But don't even open your mouth to comment on this useless man. Don't even talk about him or mention his name. He's not worth any breath. Me, I'm talking about him today, and tomorrow I'll talk about him, and after that I will not talk about him, because I think this is nonsense. This is not what a man does. And a man who has retired, who is, according to most people in the village, they look at these people as people who are wise. They have wisdom. They are people who solve problems. They are the peacemakers. Now this one is a greedy scammer who is chasing money and is ready to say anything to please the person who butters his bread. This man, did you even try to find out what happened and why Alex found himself in the situation he found himself in? Did you investigate? Or did you just listen? Because what you're saying is exactly what Masubo said. Exactly. You are reading from the same script that Masubo wrote for you. A retired teacher. Reading from a script that is written by Masubo. Trespassing is, in fact, he even says, trespassing is something that does not happen in nyabohanse. Because in nyabohanse, people don't close their compounds to others. You can just pass through other people's compound as you please. This thing of putting a fence and putting a gate is not something that happens in nyabohanse. You're free to go wherever you want. So trespassing is something that does not happen in nyabohanse. So claiming that Alex was trespassing was wrong. Mr. Ondari has built his home. He has built his house. He has fenced it and put a gate round his compound. So for anybody to enter that compound, they must go through the gate. You cannot use his compound as a free way to cross to another compound, because this is a fenced compound. If the compound is not fenced, then people can pass and you can say, okay, they are passing because there's no fence. This is a fenced compound. So if you decide to go there without the owner's authority, you are trespassing. And for a teacher, you know the meaning of trespassing. You know the definition of trespassing. So sitting there, opening your mouth and saying trespassing does not happen in nyabohanse, I don't even know where you trained as a teacher. I don't even know. I wonder what your level of education was. Because only Masubo can say something like that. Masubo is a school dropout. He's allowed to say something like that, and we can excuse him because his head is blank. There is zero in his brain. But for you, somebody who people entrusted their children to you to teach, people brought their children to the school where you are teaching so you can teach them. So it is this nonsense that you are teaching people's children? Something like there is no trespassing in nyabohanse? Oh dear. Oh Lord. Oh God. Like I said, the negative reactors only go for people who are dumb. Because somebody who is smart cannot be a negative reactor. Cannot. You cannot even imagine. Because if you hear the things they say, you wonder what planet they came from. Wow, this man just shocked me. He shocked me. And I'm going back again to what I said. A father's responsibility is to protect his child. You, if you were really Marwa's father, you failed miserably. You failed. You did not protect your child. You did not protect your child. So what moral obligation do you have to advise him? What moral obligation do you have advising him? Who are you? Did you know Alex and Conrad's dad and Uncle Mo were related? Who are you exactly? Do you know there's a difference between father and dad? Who took that boy to school? Who paid his school fees? Did you pay his school fees? Who made sure he went through the entire education system up to the university? Mrs. Kohera, sit in your house and build your home. Build your home and build a house for that wife of yours. If your subscribers want to build a house for you, let them build a house for you. Go and sit down like a grown man and behave like one. Do not behave like a stupid man. Be your age. Wow, you are an embarrassment, a big embarrassment to men. You are an embarrassment to men. Even to your own children, you are an embarrassment. The only child that is like you is Masubo. Shame on you. Shame on you, ladies and gentlemen. I heard this man talk and I said, wow, wow, wow. Where did this man come from? Where did he come from? Shame on him. Thank you, subscribers. Thank you, my subscribers. I had said to myself, I will never talk about this man because he's just not worth even wasting your breath on. But when I heard him yesterday coming to say all these things, I wondered, who does that? So my dear subscribers, my listeners, please let me know what you think. Because maybe I'm being too harsh on this woman. I don't know. But from where I'm standing, a father does not do that. Everything about this man or this woman does not add up. Does not add up. Please let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. That is my take, and that is my opinion. May God bless you.